Hello and welcome to this how-to video covering the installation of Vassal and the Ashes Rise of the Phoenix Born module. The first question you might have is, what is Vassal? And whilst I just set up a screen share, I'll talk about that a little bit. Vassal is a Java-based platform for running digital implementations of board and card games, basically. And because it's Java based, it obviously requires a client to be downloaded, and you may need to download and install the Java runtime engine. But in this video, I will just talk about downloading Vassal and the Ashes module that you'll need to play Ashes. I'll not cover installing Java, but if you find you get an error, either, I can't remember when it would pop up, either during installation or when you first run Vassal, you may get an error about Java. If you do, just go to java.com and download and install the appropriate Java runtime for your computer, and that should solve that. Okay, so in order to get Vassal, or the Vassal engine as it's called, you will need to go to vassalengine.org, and if you are running Windows, simply click the download Vassal for Windows button that is there, or if you're on a different operating system, you can click on the download Vassal link, and that will take you to page that has downloads for Linux and Mac OS, and if you're technically inclined, there's also a zip archive and source code that you can download to make your own installations for other platforms. Anyway, let's go back to the main page, and I already have this install executable downloaded on my laptop, so I will just run that rather than sitting here waiting for it to download. But yeah, simply download, save it to your hard drive, and then launch the executable after it's downloaded. So you will be asked the usual questions. You may want to customize the installation. You just get an option to specify where it gets installed and which icons get set up. I will go for all of those, I think. And the usual customization options. Then click install and wait for it to finish doing that. Okay, then click next and finish, and if you wish you can get it to run Vassal immediately, which I will do now. The Vassal engine is just a platform for running digital implementations of games. So when you first launch it, it produces this window with nothing in it, which can put people off at first, but it's fairly simple. every game that is supported on Vassal has a module, and if you go back to the vassalengine.org website and go to the top of the page, there is a menu bar, and the second option is modules. If you go into there, then you'll see a big list of all the modules that are supported by Vassal, all split up by first letter of the module name. And there are, I don't know if it actually tells you how many. Yeah, there we go. 1,819 different modules to date. So yeah, as you can see, there are lots and lots of games that you can play on Vassal rather. But of course, the one we're interested in is Ashes. Now you can either find it in the list, or and this is probably more useful for other games that aren't so close to the beginning of the list, simply type part of the name in the search bar and then find the page title match for the game you're looking for. Click on that and it will take you to basically the module database is a wiki, and each module has its own page within the wiki that has various information about the module, the game it's for, and then the maintainer is generally the person that looks after this page. It's not always the author of the module, but usually is. In this case, Ron is the author. I helped him out a little bit, so he's been kind enough to list me as a contributor. And then there are a number of other sections you can put stuff in if you wish. But the most important part we're looking for is the files section. As you get more versions of the module, they will be listed under this. But you basically just want to click on the file name for the most recent version and save the file to your hard drive. You can give it whatever name you like. I like to take the underscores out and make them spaces. And yeah, just save that. Wait for it to download. They're generally pretty small, so they download pretty quickly. And then once you have that, you will have a vmod file saved on your hard drive. So the next thing is, how do you actually use that to play Ashes within Vassal? Okay. The first thing you need to do is go back to the Vassal main window, click on File and Open Module. Then find the module that you just downloaded, and I just happen to have it in the default folder, and click Open. Now the Vassal will sit and do some processing in the background whilst it for a little while, and then you'll get this welcome screen, which if you've watched any of my other how-to videos on the Ashes module, you will have seen before, but I'll just quickly go through what you can see here. There are basically three options you can choose from. I am not going to cover load saved game in any of the videos, and the main two that you will be interested in are start new game offline and look for game online. start new game offline is useful when you want to do, say, some goldfish testing of your own deck, or you want to build a deck within the module, and look for a game online is, as it says, useful for when you want to play somebody else online. I will not cover this information in this video. I will be producing another video shortly that will cover gameplay, and I have already produced a video which will be available at the same time as this one, that covers deck building within the module. The other thing I should note is that when you first set up Vassal, it didn't do this for me because I've already had it all installed before, but when you first set up Vassal and then first open the module for Ashes, you will be asked for a username and password. Actually, that might happen after you. Let me just see. It might happen after this stage. Okay, no, it doesn't. Yeah, you will be asked for a username and password. That is used to keep your cards private to you. So you want to remember what your password is just in case something goes wrong. But once you've entered it, you're never going to be asked for it again unless something does go wrong. You can change it, but that's a bad idea because then you won't be able to access stuff. So yeah, simply set it once to something you can remember and then just forget about it. Okay, so you briefly saw a shot of the main module window. Again, I'm not going to talk about the actual gameplay module or anything else to do with the module itself in this video. That will be covered in other videos. But the one last thing I will mention is once you have added the module to Vassal using Open Module, you never need to do that again. It will appear in the module library list, and to launch it again, simply double click on the module name and it will open, and there we go. So yeah, that's basically all there is to getting Vassal and the module installed. As I said, I will be producing another video shortly to talk about the gameplay. So thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments, and I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. So thanks again.